Hello everybody, my name is Jonah Crowley, and in this video I'd just like to explain what exactly my platform is, what I'd like to talk about on my platform, and just the general direction in which I'd like to go. But for starters, I like to proclaim that I am not a medical professional or anything like that. I do possess a kinesiology degree, so I do have some formal schooling education, but the real reason why I'm doing this is just because I am passionate about the subject material. I am trying to continuously better my life through healthy practices, and through like my own experimentation, I've just learned that by doing certain practices and developing new habits, my life has like drastically become better over time. I mean, it's not even close. When I don't have a routine or I don't follow through on certain healthy behaviors, then I just kind of fall apart. I mean, it can be really challenging to keep everything together when there's no structure or routine. So essentially, the direction that I like to go with my channel is by solving the question of how can we maximize how we look, feel, and perform through healthy everyday practices and principles that can be easily put into a regular person's schedule. So no matter whether you work a 9 to 5 times a week, and you're trying to have a healthy work-life balance and trying to juggle all these different things, I like to be approaching it from the angle of, how can we put these healthy practices to maximize all the previously mentioned variables, even in a regular person's daily routine. So I'd like to be discussing things like fitness, exercising, anaerobic cardio. I like to talk about things like nutrition. How can we get the most bang for our buck nutritionally wise, and what things should we be avoiding, and what things should we really be focusing on to get the most out of what we're eating in terms of how we feel, how we look, how we perform, like I previously mentioned. And then beyond that, I'd like to get into things like your mindset. I think that a good mindset is the foundation of succeeding at anything in life. I mean, your mindset ultimately dictates how you approach every single, factor in your life. So I'd like to explore how to level up our mindset and get it to a place where we can succeed and really feel great about everything that we're doing. And by no means am I like a complete puzzle. I mean, I still very much am exploring how to figure out myself and how to get my own mindset where I want it to be, get my own fitness where I want it to be. How can I stop eating junk food, and how can I just choose the right thing each and every time, day in and day out? Beyond those things, I'd also like to get into stuff like how can we change our physiology without pharmacology. For example, using breath work. If you're doing fast inhales and exhales, that's gonna transition your body into the sympathetic wing of the nervous system, and you'll engage that flight or fight response, and your cortisol is going to raise and all that good stuff. And then if we inhale and exhale slowly, then that is going to bring us into the parasympathetic wing of the nervous system, which is your rest and digest. So how can we manipulate our physiology through breath work? But not only breath work, how can we manipulate it through things like sauna, things like cold exposure? How can we take these natural means, implement them into our daily lives in a successful way, and by doing so, how can how is that going to translate to becoming the very best version of ourselves? And then I think additionally, I'd like to discuss how can we break bad habits and form new ones, and how can we avoid things that may be causing us self-destruction. And I think that one of the common themes that I'll be talking about is making a daily routine, how to make yourself a good morning routine and nightly routine, and the importance of doing so, because I really believe that routines can ground us. But with the caveat that we don't want to be confined to a certain routine structure and not be able to break out of that and have fun, because ultimately if we're just tied down to our routines, that's what's the point, you know? So this platform is going to be all about striking that balance between working hard, being productive, living our best life, and still having fun and still being able to do the things that we want. So it's really about building the best life that we can through small habits and small routines that can give us a lot of bang for our buck, and it can maximize how we feel, look, and perform over time. So that's kind of the direction that I'm going to be going in, and I hope that through this I learn something, and I, you know, level up my life and continue to improve and become the best version of myself. And I hope that through me sharing my experience and what I learn, I hope that you can do the same, pretty much.